Want to know where success comes from. Want to know how to actually get successful. Want to know how to actually level up in life. Well, every single one of these things comes from reading. And I can tell you, guaranteed, if you're not reading a book right now, or if you don't have already one planned, you probably won't achieve that success that you want to achieve. I genuinely think that. Because reading is a very, very important aspect that I neglected for most of my life. I can remember that I didn't read that much when I was younger. I read some fantasy books. I didn't learn shit from them. I wasn't doing that good in school. And we had some books that our teacher would give us to read, but they were doing nothing. I didn't even want to read. It felt boring. But when I actually started discovering these books, my mind started opening. I started researching into books that I actually was interested in. I wanted to learn this topic, this specific topic, and there was this book. I wanted to learn this, and there was this book. So if you're not reading, I can't explain to you how much you're missing out on. Because why? Why do we read? Why don't we have information on the internet? Yes, we do have information on the internet, but it's not as having a book in your hand, a book that is put by a man with his own brain. He spilled his brain, his experiences, everything into one book. It's one author, probably one successful person that knows so much about that one topic, and he puts that into the book, and you can learn from it. When you go on the internet, there's loads and loads of different advices from this and that. This author, that author. You can go on Reddit, you can go on YouTube. It's all unorganized. And also just the habit of reading is so pleasurable. You just get a book and you lay down or you sit and you just read. It's so fulfilling. When everyone is scrolling on TikTok, everyone is on their phone playing video games, on their PC, you're actually staying there and you're reading. And you're actually learning. You're meditating to be more present so that when you read, you actually learn what you read. And it just opens your mind. Imagine having access to the mind of someone else, then another person, studying some book, reading it 2 times, 3 times, like some legendary books that are out there, like The Way of the Superior Man, Meditation by Marcus Aurelius. I haven't read that, but there's so many books that you can benefit on. And just think about it. It's one fairly advanced person, fairly successful, that knows about something. Why wouldn't you want to take a peek inside his brain? Take his advice. It's so powerful. There are some legendary books. I have some here with me. I just got these two. 48 Laws of Power is the concise version, and wait, my phone is getting to my... And How to Win Friends and Influence People. I've been waiting for this book for so long. I've been wanting to read it for so long, but anyways, when I read this book the first time, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, it just opened my mind that you can do anything. And it just teach me that everybody can become rich. Everybody can become rich. There's so many people that are not rich. Why? Because they don't believe they can be rich. Why don't they believe? Because everybody around them is poor. They don't even make $1,000 a month. Let's say it's in a third world country. They don't even believe. They don't even have the thought of making 10K per month. And so this book has helped me in so many ways with faith, with how to plan things out. Look, everything that I have here, it's from books pretty much. And I learned from people who read the books. Now I read the books. Now I can synthesize and have my own experience so that I can come on videos on YouTube and explain to you what I've read and my experience. Isn't it beautiful? We just learn from each other. Why wouldn't you want to have that book that will help you so much? My life changed drastically when I started reading books. It changed drastically. I have no idea how I wasn't even implementing this into my life because I didn't realize it. If I started reading these books from a younger age, I think I would have been way more successful now. And I'm starting to catch up now. Because I look at people like Iman Gadzi, who he's like a millionaire by the age of 22, 23. Not even 20. He started reading a book every week. I'm not at that level yet. Every week, when he started when he was 14, he read 100 books or something. Now he's rich, he's a millionaire. And it's pretty much common sense, but you're probably asking, I have this information here, this information there. I can learn from the internet. I can watch YouTube videos like this. Yes, you can. And it does impact you, and it does have a very good impact on you. But I found myself like learning from these videos and saying like, oh, that's a pretty good advice. But it didn't have the same impact that when I learned it in a book. Because you actually pay for the book, you actually have the physical, like you can touch it, like the book in hand. It has like a bigger impact on your mind. If you read something it's physical, I don't know how to explain it, but I watched a YouTube video that talked to me about believing in yourself and stuff. But when I actually read the book, and this smart guy that has proven to be smart, that he's a millionaire, told me to believe in myself, and it's written in a book, and it's like 10 pages where it just proves to me that I need to believe in myself. It does way more than that YouTube video that I watched. And another reason, like, to read is because everyone pretty much is not reading. Everyone is scrolling on TikTok. Everyone is playing video games. And you have some free time if you manage your time correctly, and you have some hours of deep work, and then you eat, and you may even go out, get some sun or something. You still have like a few hours left in the day if you really have a good time management. And most of the time we do pretty much nothing with that time. I just moved because the sun is in my face, but pretty much we do nothing with that time. That time that we could have spent learning something, it's just spent scrolling. And yeah, you might learn something from agitate YouTube shorts and stuff, but it won't have the same impact that it had when you read a book. Some people, like Napoleon Hill, like says that he worked on this book for like 20 years. Like he started studying why rich people got rich, and it took 20 years. 20 years of his life he dedicated into making this book. Why wouldn't you read it? It's like you can read it in a month. Like read it twice to stick it more into your brain. And you have access to 20 years of work. There is not any activity that will give you a better return on investment. And you might think that, oh, it's boring to read it. I don't want to read. If you're telling me this, then you haven't read like pretty much anything. You know why? Because when you actually find something that you actually are interested in, if you gave me this book 1 year ago when I wasn't interested into making money, I would have thought that this book was trash, that it is boring. Now, a year later, I find it very, very interesting, and it helps me so much. If you gave me these books 1 year ago, I wouldn't have read them because I'm not interested. If I gave you a book right now that you're not interested in, you won't read it because you're just not interested in it. It's common sense. But when you have a book like, let's say, on masculinity, it's on making money or something that you're interested in, of course you would read it. You read it with joy. You actually want to like flip the page and you find out what's going to happen next, or what advice you're going to take next, they're going to give you next. And so it's not a boring activity. It sometimes even is, for some people, the most enjoyable activity of the day. If you don't like reading, it's just that you didn't find the book that you actually enjoy. It's not that you don't like reading. You just haven't found the book. The books. Start getting into these self-improvement books. Pick a book. Get a book that you're actually interested in. I don't know what it could be, but you know some topic that you're interested in. Because when you actually find the book that you're really interested in, you want to read for hours. You sometimes don't even have the time to read, and you want to read. It starts becoming the best activity of the day. Better than scrolling on TikTok. Better than scrolling on Instagram, on Reels. You actually start enjoying reading. You actually look forward to it. And so why wouldn't you want to take a peek inside successful people's minds? Take the knowledge that they have. Imagine if you had like 10 brains inside your brain. I know it's a weird analogy, but it's true. So if you don't have a book like you're planning to read or you're reading right now, I really advise you, like this is a practical step of the video. Just close this video after you finish it and just think to yourself, what am I interested in? There are lots of things that you're interested in. I guarantee right now there are lots of things that you're interested in. And you might be similar to me if you watch this far into the video. If you're a person like me who doesn't have their dopamine receptors fried and who can watch a video from start to finish, and you actually sit here at the end of the video because I didn't put that many edits and stuff. And so if you stayed to this point. You're probably very similar to me, and we probably have so much in common. And that's what I did. I watched like a few YouTube videos. Like I just took the books that I think I would be interested in reading. Don't read books that you don't want to read. That's so common sense, but most people don't do it these days. Yeah, I should read this book because they say it's good. No, you should read the book that you like, that you want to learn about. 48 Laws of Power by Robert. I haven't read this book. I just heard it's pretty amazing, and it gives you like, I don't know. Apparently, if you're a psychopath, if you read this, if you're interested in money, I read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a very, very good book. It just opens your mind, and after you read this book, you will realize that you can make as much money as you want. You can become a millionaire. If you read this book, you can realize that. And with that, it comes like the action that you need to take and stuff. And I also read The Psychology of Selling. I was pretty interested in selling drawings at the time. It was like a few months ago. I wanted to sell like drawings. I wanted to go around the school. I wanted to go like sell drawings for like $5, but I realized that that's not a way to become financially free. So I took everything online and started doing online commissions instead of real ones. And I also never got a commission in real life because people didn't think I draw that good. I was also not that good at drawing. But that's a side tangent. The Psychology of Selling by any means is a very good book, especially if you want to sell. It's a pretty old school book. It does teach you about goals and stuff, but that's pretty much it. If you're hearing this, pick a book that you want to read. Start reading it as soon as possible. It will change your life. If you don't start reading, you're not going to have the success that you want to have. I promise you, they're going to achieve anything they want to achieve if you read and implement what you read. Have a good one.